Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Have a Pint. I think you guys are crooked too. Today, we have Wick for Brains from Nebraska Brewing Company. It is a pumpkin slash yam beer, 6.1% alcohol by volume, 17 IBUs, 3.54 is the average rating on Untapped. And the description on Untapped reads, Wick for Brains is our classic and painstakingly produced fall pumpkin ale. Instead of simply using spice, we use real pumpkin, which lends a sweetness and pumpkin flavor not found in many pumpkin ales. Wonderful pumpkin pie spice intertwined in a amber ale creates a pumpkin sensation which is elegantly crafted. Notes of cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, ginger, and allspice blend perfectly in this seasonal ale. There are many pumpkin ales out there crafted by some wonderful breweries. We feel ours stands among them and in some cases stands apart. Amber, just like the dogfish one, so I guess we'll closely critique it with that one. Right in the middle of a pour, lovely. Alright, and here's the can. Wow. It is a pretty neat can if I can stop shaking everywhere. Ale brewed with pumpkin and spice. Where's the name for it? So make sure that's still in there. Currently I'm watching Kansas City and the 49ers. Holy shit, what the hell is this? It's starting to look like what it does all the time. We went up 35-10 in the first half, which means we shouldn't look back, right? We should be easily in the lead, but no. What the Chiefs usually do is let it all go after that. Oh, we don't have to play the second half. We're up by 25. Anyways, there wasn't too much head to speak of on this. It's small, lightly laced bubbles. I think we had a finger's worth at best. A lot of pumpkin flavor. That's really all I get out of it, which is what you'd expect. It's definitely a little lighter bodied than the dogfish. Oh no, 20 yards on a run. Yep, now we're just going to give up everything on the planet. It starts out with the pumpkin spice. Like I said, it's lighter than the dogfish one. The spices are up there. And I actually get the actual pumpkin out of it, not just the pumpkin spice. I taste the cinnamon. I don't know where it's at, and same with the nutmeg and the clove. I think they're all on the back end. So it starts out with that pumpkin pie kind of flavor. And then in the middle, it transitions to pumpkin. And on the end, it's mostly the spice, but there's some of that pumpkin in the pumpkin pie. Easy touchdown for 49ers. This is what the Chiefs do all the time. So dominant and big in the first half. And then we can't get out of our own way in the second half ever. That's what I get out of this. I don't really get the ginger at all. but it's good. It's just there. There's as much going on in this as there was the Dogfish one. Oh, no good on the extra point. But the difference is it doesn't have as much body. It the flavors aren't up there as much. Like they're there, but they're a little more subdued than the Dogfish one. And currently this brewery is the biggest in the state. This is not bad. By any stretch. If you like pumpkin beers, this isn't a bad pumpkin beer at all. Definitely prefer the Dogfish one. And on August 10th. That's strange, because I did not start seeing that until like 4 weeks after that. And they're local. I believe they're Omaha. They might be Lincoln. Yeah, they're Omaha. They're Papillion, Nebraska, which is basically a little area of Omaha. That's weird that it got canned then, and well, I should have been seeing it mid-August, unless they canned it and was just sitting on it for a few weeks. But it's very well made. This is one, like, the Dogfish one, you couldn't sit down and drink a whole six-pack. With the Dogfish, I would say you could drink maybe 2 or 3 at best. This, you might not be able to finish a six-pack, but you could drink more of it, because at the end of the day, you still get those flavors out of it. It's just not as heavy. I have really nothing else to say about this beer. The next one I do today, I don't know what I'm going to review, but before I do it, I'm going to type up my top 25 list for college football. Will I get this beer again? Yeah. It's definitely not going to be the first pumpkin beer pick up. By the way, we do have Buffalo Bills, so I will be picking that up when I can. I would love to get Shipyard. I don't remember which other ones I've reviewed this year. My brain is blanking. I know the Dogfish. I know the New Belgium, which I like, but not as a pumpkin beer. Oh, and there was Night Owl. Night Owl, I would say, was about as good as this is. I'd get it again, but I'd get Dogfish Head before this. With that said, Dogfish Heads is almost... It's 50% more money. I was going to say almost double, but it's about 50, because this is $8.99 a six-pack. The Dogfish Head is $13.99 a six-pack. But it is worth every penny of that $13.99. That is the best pumpkin I've had yet this year. I do remember Buffalo Bills being insanely good, so that will happen on the channel. Rating? I'm gonna go with a 3.75. It's all there. It's one where you could sit down and enjoy a six-pack with other people around, and just chat. Or hell, you could get a few six-packs, and everybody could enjoy it all night long. Dogfish Head, money-wise, doesn't make sense for that, and it's not that kind of beer where you can just sit down and drink it all night. It's like a 2 or so in a night, and you're done. So, I give this a little less for that reason, but it's not necessarily a knock on it. I don't think they're going for that, because the only thing that they have that's more than that $8.99 price tag is their Little Betty Russian Imperial Stout, which I believe is $10.99 or $11.99 for a six-pack, which is actually very cheap for a Russian Imperial Stout, which I need to also get that one to review on the channel, because that's an incredible one. I feel like for how good that is, it's very cheap. But anyways, till next time, Prost.